and we are so excited for another episode of commandN. We have an amazing show for you tonight, and we are so excited to get you to join along with the geek-filled half hour that we're about to present to you.
Yeah, lots of fun news and links and all that good stuff. A wonderful guest that we've got on the show later. You may have seen a little hint about that earlier if you were checking out Amber's Facebook. But yeah, we've got a ton of great stuff. So as always, remember to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube to get all the content that we have. But we're here on Facebook Live tonight and would love to hear from you in the comments. We've got Lara manning the comments, Lara Killian, our co-host there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm just going to make sure Jeff doesn't punch the table too much, yes, so it throws our audio for a loop. But of course, Lara is moderating all the comments, and we are excited. So first of all, just let us know where you're watching from. We love to see where people are watching from across Canada, the US, or beyond. There's always people watching from cool corners of the world. So we'd love to hear about that, especially with the amazing commandN fans that we have had over the past few years. So we have a jam-packed show. Like Jeff mentioned, we have a special guest coming up. We have gadget reviews. We have all the stuff you love. But most importantly, if you like the show and you like geeky stuff, please share this video with your community. And we would love that. And show your support for commandN. We've been doing it for so many years, more years than I can count.
Since 2005. So we've also got a great giveaway from BitDefender that we'll tell you a little bit later. And thanks so much for your support, BitDefender, for the episode. And yeah, so should we dive into a few of the news things that we featured on our commandN social feeds?
Yeah, let's do it. So first up, we are going to talk about this interesting experiment that took place with a teacher. And the teacher had this really fun idea where she was asking the students.
Actually, it's a he.
He was, sorry, I assumed it was a she.
Sexist.
I know. He was asking, that's funny that I said that. He was asking the students to basically choose their favorite Marvel character and write a resume as that character.
Yeah, so like a cover letter for a resume. And so somebody brilliantly picked Groot. So you can see in the background there a bit of what he wrote. I am Groot repeatedly. And the teacher whose Twitter handle is up there, you can see he was actually pretty impressed by it. And I think it's pretty fair. So we were wondering, are there any other Marvel characters you could get out of schoolwork with that kind of strategy?
That is a good strategy, but I feel like once one teacher has done this, I'm not sure that any teacher will be able to replicate it. So it's kind of fun. I love to see teachers kind of experiment in these ways and kind of go to where the students are. So it was neat that he actually did this and got them inspired. We should mention where people are watching from. Laura is sending us some notes. We have Stephen from Etobicoke. I'll do that first one.
Ron from Worcester,
Massachusetts.
Oh,
yes, I lived in Massachusetts, so you, yeah, so that's in Massachusetts. Okay. Keith Shannon, who has been a longtime fan of commandN, has been so much fun over the past few years, and
Luke from Elmira, Ontario, near Waterloo.
Yeah, absolutely.
And thanks everyone else who's out there too.
Yeah.
So if you're watching on Facebook, definitely jump into the comments. If you've got a question to ask, we'll be putting links to stuff in there later, and you can find out a bunch of wonderful things and get the interaction that we love so much on this show, answering your questions, talking back and forth. So yeah, by all means.
We all love it. And we do want to thank Jeff Lowe, who is our audio engineer on the other side. He wants Chris to know the sound is perfect. So Chris can just relax and know. Jeff, we would love you to watch every episode to make sure that it was good. He says it's perfect. I'm assuming we're also in sync and everybody is loving it. So as we mentioned, we're just getting started, and we know this is Chris is clapping.
Tad Hamilton from Phoenix, getting a little further afield there.
Oh, very cool. And Steven from Toronto, I believe that I know Steve. So thank you so much for watching from Toronto as well. So
now, for our next little piece, Amber, there was something that you pointed out to me that I thought was pretty funny. We all know how crazy Kanye West gets on Twitter, and this may not be anywhere near his craziest tweet, but he recently put this out, and the response he got from Depressed Darth is just great. So he's talking about how people, Amber showed me this last night, how people are being addicted to their their cell phones and stuff like that, and how that's terrible. And
yeah, so he's basically Kanye West is complaining that people are addicted to their smartphones, and then of course depressed Darth comes back and says you should try having a lightsaber. These things are really addictive, and really puts Kanye in his place. So that's always fun.
Yeah, I hope Kanye responded to that, but we haven't seen any further conversation. Actually, the depressed Darth has another good tweet from his account. The periodic table of the Empire Strikes Back, which is pretty cool. If you look in there, he's got Luke and Darth up at the top, and then they're all into their chemical groups and stuff, depending on who they're aligned with.
Yeah, so if you are into Star Wars, you will love Depressed Darth and some of these links that we've shared. Thank you so much to Lara, who is sharing the links in the comments. If you guys are enjoying the show, please share it. But most importantly, I do want to say that Lara is throwing a bit of shade at Jeff.
Oh my.
Because she's saying Jeff does not know his U.S. postal state abbreviations, and since she does have dual citizenship, I believe, she is probably embarrassed of any connection to you.
I know it as an abbreviation. I just thought he was saying like ma, like man, like when I'm out with my bros and we're all talking and getting natural, you know?
Yeah, that's a good like, impression, but nice try there.
Anything to dig me out.
Nice try there. So thank you, Lara, for that comment, and thanks for moderating all of the comments that are coming in. So speaking of looking back, we have influential comic books.
Oh my gosh.
This is something that you want to talk about.
A really great link that we shared, and it's to specifically the 100 most influential pages in comic book history. So you can see there's single page examples, and we've got another screen of a few of them. I'd love if Chris, you can put this up. Please tell me if anyone can identify any of those right off the bat. There's 3 different single page sort of epic comic book things there, and I put 3 of the 100 that were close to my heart and appropriate to put on a show like this.
Yeah.
So if you know them, please chime in the comments and let us know.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. This is kind of like HQ trivia, but geek style. So we get you to identify what you see in that amazing image.
Well, and Stephen Hudak is talking about the atomic weight of the dark side. So
it's getting geeky over here.
Well, and I don't know if you noticed on Depressed Darth's account, but it says something like, I lost an arm and a leg and still brought balance to the force. It's pretty awesome.
So. Wow. So lots of geeky stuff, and you can check out all of these links below. And thank you again for your comments. So we're going to shift gear a little bit here, and we have a lot more coming up in the show, including a very special guest. We also have 2 awesome reviews that you and Laura have done, which are fantastic if you're into geeky products.
Oh, and Luke guessed the comments right off the bat there. The comics, sorry. Sandman, The Killing Joke. The Batman, The Killing Joke is what that's from. And Howard the Duck, definitely.
All right, so you guys are getting thumbs up from me. I am giving you the thumbs up on the Facebook live stream. You will not win any prizes, so it is really like HQ Trivia, because you can't win there either unless you're like, Jeff, you try every day. Have you ever won?
No, but I got to 12 out of 15 for the $100,000 one on the weekend, so I was getting closer for sure. I have to admit there were a couple of good guesses in there, and that's the problem with multiple choice. Guessing isn't really knowing. All
right, well, thank you. The comments keep coming in as far as that comic book, Deadpool and the Punisher. That's a comment
for favorite comics for Jason.
Yeah, from Jason. Thank you so much for that as well. So we have, like I mentioned, some reviews coming up, but we want to shift gear right now because in order for commandN to survive, we are very fortunate to be able to partner with some incredible brands, one of those being BitDefender. We have been doing some work with BitDefender over the past few months, and I know that many of you struggle as far as how to manage and protect your devices, and it's kind of a struggle if you have one piece of software where you're protecting your computer, another piece of software that's protecting your phone. But the nice thing about BitDefender is that it will protect all of your devices, whether you're on a Mac or a PC, Android or iPhone. It will help you, an all-in-one solution. I did a really short video to show you how this works. We're going to watch the video, and then I'll tell you about a very special offer that you are only going to get from us right here. Hi, I'm Amber Mack. I've been working in the technology space for the past decade, and I've also been a victim of a cyber attack. But over the past few years, I've gotten smarter about protecting myself and my family. First, here are the facts about staying safe online. 1 in 3 Americans have been or know a victim of a cyber attack. phishing, malware, and ransomware are just a few of the major threats. Today, I use BitDefender Total Security 2018 to protect all my devices. This means I can use the app on my Android phone so I can keep an eye on my Mac. I can also protect my son's iPad and any Windows devices in the home. Basically, BitDefender Total Security 2018 is an award-winning solution for all your devices. It was recently named Product of the Year by independent lab AV Comparatives. Click on the special link in this post to try it for free for 6 months, and use the 24/7 support if you need help along the way. Okay, so you can try BitDefender Total Security 2018 right now. Lara has been nice enough to pin this link. This is a custom link that she has pinned. You see it here on screen, but it's just as easy to get it from the pinned link that she's put here. This will allow you to get 6 months free. This is awesome, and it's a limited time offer, and this will help you protect all of your devices in the family. So we use this right now. I'm on an Android device. We have iPhones in the home. We have Macs, PCs, so we're protecting all of our devices. We can do quick scans. We can make sure there's no viruses, there's webcam protection. The list of benefits goes on and on. It's an award-winning product, and you know on commandN we only bring you the best, especially when it comes to cybersecurity. So try out the link, let us know. I know we have some comments already from people saying that they're going to give it a try. I see Luke says, oh, nice 6-month license, we'll share with the family. That's exactly what you want us to do. And Dylan says 6 months free. Yes, 6 months for free, and you can try it out and stay safe. So thank you so much to BitDefender. If you guys have questions, let us know in the comments, and they have awesome 24/7 support as well.
Yeah, it's a great package. So thanks so much for that, and check out the link. So Amber, another thing you recently introduced me to that I had read about on the internet but not heard, and we did a little test for ourselves at home, is the whole Yanny versus Laurel thing. So I don't know if people know about this, but basically it was it's this voice recording that was put out that has split the internet, which is Yanny and which is Laurel. And so we actually have a recording of it here for you to listen to start.
Laurel.
And I don't know, did anyone hear that enough so that they could put in a guess on the Yanny versus Laurel spectrum there? Because
let us know what you heard, and I will say that I always hear Laurel, and I can't believe my insane brother disagrees with me.
And I heard Yanny, and I heard that because they said, I think, that younger ears hear Yanny more.
Well, since you're older than me.
So yeah, you can hear it here.
Laurel, 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 Laurel. Laurel.
Now,
Laurel,
the interesting thing
Laurel,
is that
Laurel,
you will hear a difference.
Laurel,
First of all,
Laurel,
you can be primed
Laurel,
a little bit to think it's the first one that you heard.
Laurel,
But also, if you hear it at different pitches, it sounds distinctly like one or the other. So there's a great link there we have to a story from ASAP Science, and they've got an awesome video talking about just the science behind this. So go check that out after the show, and it's really pretty interesting.
Well, we cannot just let this go and stop, because I will say that if we've ever had a stream of comments coming in, this is the key right here. So people are saying that they hear Laurel.
Can we do it again, Chris?
Let's do it again. What do you hear?
Laurel. Laurel. Laurel, 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 Laurel.
I can hear it across the room.
Laurel, 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 Laurel.
Okay, seriously. Okay, let's just stop for a second here, people. First of all, Stephen says definitely Laurel. Elaine says definitely Laurel. Dylan says, I can force perspective, most likely I hear it the right way. That's very diplomatic.
Yes.
You know, many people are saying it's a little bit weird as far as what they hear. Now, if you've had this argument with anyone on social media, now's the time to share this video, because we're curious what they will hear. And let us know. Keep it up. Do you hear Laurel or Yanny? Are you Team Amber, which is Team Laurel, or are you Team Jeff? Team Yanny? Yes.
Yanny? I mean, I also really like the name Yanny, so.
Absolutely. Now, Elaine's saying, why did I hear Yanny first? That's kind of interesting.
It apparently depends on a lot of things, but the device you're listening on, because the acoustic characteristics of how it recreates the sound will make it sound one way or the other to you. So that ASAP Science, who have just done a new a new podcast that they're putting out. They've got a great video we've linked to. Okay, we got Christopher saying, definitely, Laurel, supposedly the science says as you age, your ears hear the sounds, highs and lows differently. And basically that's because you wear out your ears. So my young ears are actually a result that I wear earplugs a lot because I've played in front of a lot of trumpets and stuff. So I've been wearing earplugs my whole life. And so I can actually...
Jeff's trying to tell me he has young ears. Well, we do have the visuals here. It says that 53% of people hear Laurel. So we're obviously the correct people. And 47% hear Yanny. I noticed that we have some new viewers in here. Milt has joined in, says that he hears Laurel. I haven't seen him in chat before, so welcome. And Jeff says that he is team Amber and Jeff, which is very smart. And nice. I think most people are probably hearing Laurel, so they are obviously very intelligent viewers. And I always knew we had intelligent viewers.
It's true. And we've got it's actually Laurel that was recorded too, and it was really just discovered that, hey, when you play this it was actually discovered by students of the guy who did it, I think, that, hey, no, I kind of hear Yanny. Don't you hear Yanny?
No.
And then it went out and burst into the crazy thing it is. We've got a whole bunch of news on Instagram, too, coming out this month.
Yeah, so this is some interesting news from Instagram. If you are an Instagram user and you feel like you're spending too much time in your feed and you are wasting time and not getting things done, well, it turns out that Instagram will soon let you know just how much time you are spending on their platform. So they will give you usage insights, and that will be a feature that you'll be able to see as far as the time that you have spent on Instagram. And I think this is not going to be beneficial to Instagram, but it will be beneficial to the productivity of the of humankind.
Well, and Google earlier this month did the same kind of thing with their new time management tools, which let you set, I guess, on an Android phone how much time you can spend on an app. It tracks your time by app, and then you can set limits, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's very cool. So Instagram also announced that they're now making it easier. They're rolling out a feature that will allow you to mute people you see in your feed.
And they won't tell. It's anonymous, so you can mute somebody without them knowing, and you can still go and see their posts and all that, but they won't appear in your feed. So
I have to say, people, we're moving on Instagram, but you are still on Yanny and Laurel. So I don't even know what to say. The comments are still coming in.
It's crazy how it divides people. Well, when you showed it to me last night or played it to me 2 nights ago, I was the only one who heard Yanny.
Oh yeah, it's
and I thought you guys would all be like, oh no, I hear Yanny too. But no, you were like, you're kidding me.
Chris, what do you hear, honestly?
Laurel.
Oh, he's just playing it over and over again. All right, so pretty interesting as far as what's happening with our little poll here, informal poll in the comments. And speaking of Instagram, as I mentioned, a few things were announced. And also, speaking of time management, Google has announced a new time management tool that you were telling me about.
Yeah, so that's the Android one that monitors your usage. And I think actually it goes right back to the Kanye West tweet that Depressed Darth commented on. Like, people are obviously getting addicted to their cell phones. So it's interesting to see these tech companies start to, pretty much for the first time now, so it's not, all that impressive because we've been doing this for a little while, but that they're doing something that is definitely going to compromise the length of time people spend in apps on, and for the people's own good. So I think it's about how beneficial that time is to you, right? Like, make your time worth more. So maybe you don't just get into that. Another Instagram thing is they're going to tell you when you've seen all of the updates in your feed for the past 48 hours. And whoever I read reporting on that said, we tried to get to the end of our feed 48 hours ago. Good luck with that.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Chris has a comment right here. Not sure if you touched on the algorithm changes on Instagram regarding seeing posts in non-chronological order now. The algorithm is always a mystery on Instagram. Just
like on Facebook, it gets pretty complex, and who knows.
Yeah, it's always complex, and people, I just want everything in chronological order. I'm not going to lie. That's how I would like it. Now, Jeff, just quickly before we get to Lara's segment, which is really super, super cool.
Such a cool.
It's awesome. You want to talk about the Apple Worldwide Developers Conference that's coming up.
So it's coming up, I think it's next week sometime. Is it June 4th?
Early June.
I don't have my notes here, but so they're going to be talking about, for sure, a new version of iOS. That's great. There's enough bugs to quash. They should be doing that. probably Mac OS. Apparently, if you ask Siri what's going on at the Worldwide Developers Conference, she hints at a couple things where she's getting sort of new and improved stuff. So they keep talking about making Siri better, and I would love to really, really see that strongly. But what I would really love is that AirPower contactless charging thing to come out for the new iPhones, and then the new AirPods with them, because I'm pretty much through with the headphones with the cables.
Yeah,
it's probably one of the most annoying parts of my, like, going to the gym with that stuff. I'm throwing them across the room by mistake and stuff.
I could not agree more. And Jeff is saying a Siri update, I hope, as well.
Yes, absolutely. So Siri's supposed to be getting a little brainier, and something about a new voice. People have taken that to mean maybe there's something extra going on with the HomePod. I would hope so, because they released it earlier this year, and it still, I don't think, has been updated to some of its full capabilities. So maybe there's a software update with that, because they do talk a lot more about software than hardware.
Yeah, absolutely. And just quickly want to thank Luke, who has shared this video right now. We still have lots more coming up. We appreciate any shares. He is saying that he has shared the video, and I think he said that Bob and as well as Rob, who are maybe his relatives, are watching. So hi, Rob and Bob. Welcome to the show. So lots coming up, and we are going to get, first of all, to Lara segment, which, like I mentioned, is an awesome video review of one of the coolest tech products I have ever seen. I cannot wait to hear what you guys think of this, because I think everybody needs one of these in their life. Let's take a look.
With travel plans coming up this summer and some plants in my garden that would feel a bit neglected if they went too long without water, I was looking for an easy way to keep my yard secure while still being able to let in a friend to do some watering. This weather-resistant outdoor padlock from Masterlock uses Bluetooth instead of a key to open using an app that's available for Android and iOS devices. It'll also open via directional pad on the lock. You can give a guest unlimited access or access during specific hours via their device, or using a temporary code if they don't use the app. After you set up the lock with the app, it will open when you press the button, as long as you have your device within range. If you don't physically open the lock right away, it will lock itself again, and you can adjust this timing from 4 to 60 seconds. There's also a lighter weight indoor version, and both models let you monitor who accesses the lock and when, as well as sending your phone a tamper alert if someone tries to mess with the lock. There's a low battery indicator on the lock as well as within the app, and a mechanism for opening the lock if the CR2 battery does run out before you get a chance to replace it. If your phone dies or you don't have it with you, you can still open the lock using a directional code that you will need to remember. All in all, this Masterlock model offers the security, sharing, and ease of use I was looking for.
Such a cool product. And you may notice that this is not Jeff anymore. This is Mike Laz. How are you doing, Mike Laz?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Oh, wow. Yes, we are happy to have you on the show. We actually started commandN with Mike Laz and Brian McKechnie, and we want to start bringing people from the old days back. How have things been?
It's fantastic. You know, it's been, a little bit different, but definitely great.
But things are good. That is good. So say hello, everyone, to Mike Laz. He's just another face, if you remember, from commandN way back when, who is joining us now live on the show. Hopefully this isn't the only time. Now, we do want to get to a couple of things. I know you have a website that you love that we're going to talk about. But before we get to that, I want to mention a really fun tip. If you are editing photos and you're looking for different social media formats, I have been working with a company called PicMonkey for a while now, and it is a really, really cool app. And they have an all-new PicMonkey that allows you to use cool features that are coming out. And one of my favorite features is the crop feature. I did a really short video of this crop feature that we're going to take a look at, that shows you, let's say you're on social media and you need to get different sizes for your photo. So as you can see here, I'm scrolling through the bottom, I'm picking Instagram sizes. There's a size for an Instagram story, and a size for an Instagram landscape photo, a size for an Instagram portrait. And this is something that you can use for all social media platforms. You can do sizing for LinkedIn, for YouTube thumbnails. The list of things goes on and on and on. And this makes it so fast. If you're on your phone like I am and you need to do quick little cropping and you don't want to have to worry about actually resizing, you want an easy way to do it, PicMonkey is the tool for you. If you want to try the all-new beta, which is what I'm using, Lara has put a link in here as well, so you can try that out. It's the short link, the monkey link, and that will give you a chance to try the all-new PicMonkey. So basically, we've given you an amazing cybersecurity solution from BitDefender for 6 months for free, and now you are lucky to be able to try out the all-new PicMonkey. You just click on the link. I only have a few invites, so I apologize if they run out, so you definitely definitely want to try that link, click on it, and it will be your go-to photo editing tool that you will absolutely love. And it's awesome.
Absolutely.
Very
Sounds
cool. So, Mikey, we have some things. Luke is saying, is Mikey back as part of the team, or is this a cameo?
I see myself coming back in the future. Absolutely.
All right. Well, we are happy to have you because we love you, and I know that you're feeling, you know, like, hey, you know, what are we going to talk about? And you want to get real geeky pretty fast with a web pick for us.
So yeah, this is a classic. I visit 15 times a day. It's called Ars Technica. It's an old school website, but it is fantastically varied in terms of the content on it. It covers geek culture, technology, reviews, law. It has 1,000,001 articles, and it really is like a daily visit for any true geek out there, right? And,
yeah.
So I mean, if you don't know about it, make sure you follow them. They do a great job, and they do really support good journalism and good tech journalism, which is really, really important.
And Jeff and I were laughing because we haven't heard of this site for some time now, and it is one of the oldies that we used to go to. People always ask me, where should I go for tech news? And I think this is a great pick. And Jeff was reminding me that we noticed here on the homepage, they have a little bit of an update as far as, I think it's the creator of The Simpsons, and he's doing a new fantasy cartoon series, and it has a release date. And as I understand it, it's coming out, I think, on Netflix?
Yeah, Netflix. And it's coming out in August. And if you look through some of the pictures that they released, you definitely will see inspirations from Simpsons and Futurama, which are, again, great geek shows. So
it's awesome. And you have some fans in the chat, I will say. Luke is saying, talk nerdy to us, Mikey, which is pretty sweet. I feel like Jeff is going to jump in there soon. And Stephen is agreeing that this is an awesome site, so he enjoys it as well. And Dylan is saying, please, I think he means also talk geeky to us, Mikey. We're just a little bit of Mikey right now. We'll have him back on another show for sure. We just wanted to do a little quick introduction. And I know you're not on Facebook so much, but if someone did want to follow you, is there one place online where they could get a little bit of Mike Laz after you leave commandN tonight?
I guess Mike at Twitter, Mike Laz, right? MikeLaz. I have I think the one of the original accounts you and I originally had signed up in July, and it shown up in early July or something like that. So I'm very proud of my number 6,000 account.
That is pretty cool. We did sign up way back in the day. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Now we want you to leave wanting more Mike Laz, so we just did a short segment tonight. We'll do more in the future. Thanks for being here. Now we have a great segment coming up with Jeff. This is a cool tip, especially for families. I think this is just awesome. A quick video, and then Jeff is going to be back on set with me for a few more picks. And I just want to say thank you. I see all the comments coming in. We see people saying hello. Jason says, hey, cousin. This is a funny story. We're cousins, but we're not cousins. We have a mutual cousin, which doesn't make us cousins. But anyway, when you're from PEI, you totally understand. If you're from PEI or the East Coast, let me know in the comments. And we are excited to have you. If you've shared this video, even better, because we want to keep doing the show every month. Thank you so much for all of your support. We have some questions coming in. We'll get to that. But first, let's take a look at this amazing pick from Jeff.
Flipcards are an age-old tool for studying for a good reason. They're excellent to help remember certain kinds of information. Well, if you want to update your Flipcard approach to the 21st century, the team from Duolingo has created a great free app called Tinycards. With the clean, modern interface, pleasant sounds, and encouraging feedback, Tinycards makes learning easy and fun. The idea is simple. The front of a card displays text or images related to the answer on the back of the card that's revealed when you tap it. Once you get through a few of these, Tinycards will test your knowledge of what you've already seen by making you type in the answer directly or select it from multiple choices. If you get the answer wrong, then Tinycards will present it later in your testing to ensure that you memorize the correct answer. Cards are collected into decks with multiple levels so that you can progress from easier to harder cards in discrete groups. Now you can create your own Flipcard decks or use one of Duolingo's own language decks, which are the only decks to include sound files so you hear the pronunciation, which is great. Or you can access thousands of user-created decks through the App Store-like interface that's part of Tinycards. The available decks cover an enormous gamut of subject areas, from math to history, geography, science, pop culture, and more. I've been working through a map-based Countries of Africa deck and some Tolkien-related decks as well, so there's lots here to enjoy besides just languages. The only complaints I have about the app is that you need to have an internet connection to use it, which seems unnecessary given that there shouldn't be too much data to download for any given deck. Beyond that, some of the user-created decks may contain errors, and thankfully there are ways to report that, and the featured and trending lists inside the Tinycards store do tend to float the best decks to the top. All in all though, Tinycards is a slick little app that does what it does well and is great for all ages. Our kids love it too. Tinycards is available on Android, iOS, and in web page form online, and you can find out more or try it out at tinycards.duolingo.com. Yeah, I've got to say, I really love that app.
It is super cool, and I was thinking of a million different use case scenarios in terms of how you could use that to teach kids a new language, for memory games, all that kind of stuff.
Our kids use it for geography stuff, since they don't seem to teach it to them in school very much anymore. You know, start with the Canadian provinces, the continents and oceans and stuff like that. And they're super into it now. They're like, oh, what's the next thing I can do?
Are they as into it as you are as into Pinterest?
No, probably not.
So we're going to talk about that, but I know now we have a pretty fun segment, which unfortunately our viewers have agreed that we should keep on the show. And this is all about Jeff's geeky show and tell. So it's time now to take a look at Jeff's geeky show and tell. And this is a real picture of Jeff with his friends.
Yeah. Yeah, that's at Mainframe Entertainment, creators of Reboot. A very wonderful place to have worked on a bunch of cool animation stuff. And yeah, so we've got three interesting little things for you. The first one, I like to bring some kind of artifact. And I wonder if people would realize what this is just by seeing the box. Is there anyone out there that's going to give that a guess? What if I tilt it this way? And now I'm going to give it away. It's the first generation Apple TV. Now look at this. Look at those ports. It is just beautiful. They've got like 2 different types of audio ports. They've got component video.
Wow.
They've got HDMI, USB. It's just amazing. So the new one is about this big. It's a quarter the size kind of thing. But this was a great box for the time. And we've got a picture where you can see how the ports have changed over time. And it's just, so obviously the first generation up there, second and third generation had the same amount of ports on the back. They took out all of the big ones. And now the Apple TV 4K, just like the Apple TV 4, only has the power and HDMI and Ethernet. Actually, the Apple TV 4 also had a little micro USB for servicing, but it couldn't be used for anything else. So that is one little cool...
we should just say, just to jump in, that
yeah.
Steve Hudak guessed that it was a first-generation Apple TV.
Awesome,
so
Steve.
he is truly one of the geekiest in the chat room. Lots of other people coming in and sharing how they remember that old technology and some of the old technology they've had as well.
And Jeff Lowe, it doesn't have to just be a doorstop. I use it in... I've got a bookcase I've dedicated to basically my tech museum. And so I've got that in it, and... I've got a surprise that I'm hoping to share with you guys in the summer where I don't have to take it all the way up to Toronto. So we'll leave some things secret for now. The next thing I wanted to share was, well, I was looking up stuff about battle robots. And
of course, naturally.
I found this. And you know what the big surprising thing about this is? Amber, do you recognize any of those guys?
I think I do. I recognize Optimus Prime because I was a big Transformers fan when I was younger, and Transformers, I remember them.
More than meets the eye.
Yes, of course. So I do recognize, but I didn't realize that Optimus Prime is so much smaller.
Look at the size of Voltron on the end there. Voltron is gigantic, and yeah, sure, those were each spaceships, but when I picture like Tiny or Keop or Jason or I can't know the Princess or any of those guys, and that was pretty good. I didn't even look that up beforehand, but I don't figure them being that big collectively. So I don't know who you guys would put your money on in terms of robot fight. But I think Optimus Prime might make a pretty quick end, or be made a pretty quick end of. So
yes, so this is all. Just want you to remind you guys that a few episodes ago we asked if you wanted this segment. You had an opportunity at that time to say no. You could have just said no, but now you have to endure it because it's not over. There's one more thing.
There's one more little thing. I just had to share. This is a Pinterest thing. I like to share something from Pinterest every episode. And so what this is what North America used to look like 100 million years ago. So we had 2 different continents, basically part of North America, the Appalachia part, and then the Laramidia, I guess, which just sounds a bit like a disease. But anyway, amazing. After the ice age, after the ice caps melted, there's a little waterway, well, a pretty big monster waterway between the Gulf of Mexico and almost Alaska. So
wow, that is really cool. Although I will say that the robot wars in the comments are probably what is exciting most people. Luke believes that Voltron would definitely win. Jeff says Meta Godzilla. So here's the thing about Jeff's geeky show and tell is that even though I kind of roll my eyes, it seems to be that section where most of you respond. So he knows something that I don't know, and Mega Robots, I suppose, is it.
I'm still singing the rest of the Transformers song in my head.
Naturally, as one does, and I'm still thinking Laurel. Hey, don't forget about that little debate, because we still want to know if you hear Laurel like us sane people. So another geeky show and tell.
Absolutely. And so our previous episode, we had a great prize that we did a draw for, and Amber, you were going to announce the winner.
Yeah, so we're really happy to say on commandN, we always let you guys know who won the giveaway, and this was an amazing giveaway. We had the Nanoleaf Aurora smart lighting system. It was just awesome. We're happy to say that Chris Souza won that prize. He has it in his hands, and even better, he sent us a really short video of him getting it up and running with his Google Home Assistant.
Yep.
Okay, Google, turn my Nanoleaf on.
You got it. Turning on the Nanoleaf Aurora, Chris.
Okay, Google, dim the Nanoleaf.
Okay, dimming the Nanoleaf Aurora, Chris.
So pretty cool looking stuff. I definitely feel like, boy,
it's just awesome. And
maybe you should have given it to me, but
no,
I'm happy for Chris.
I am too. And I had a chance to meet Chris. I won't get a chance to meet every one of you, but I had the product. It was kind of heavy. He lived in the area. We met up at a coffee shop. So there's just another reason. Chris didn't realize this. He's looking at me now. This is just another reason that you should watch and you should comment. I was comfortable with the name. Let's put it that way. And we are really excited. I do want to remind people one more time that we are working with BitDefender, and we're so happy that they are supporting this episode. I'm going to get Lara to pin that link again so people can get to it easily as far as signing up for that 6-month trial, because we want everybody to leave with something today and have a chance to try it out. And you will all get a chance to try this out for 6 months for free. It's so worth it. You know, I want a security solution that is so simple to be able to use. So I'm really, really happy to be able to work with them and offer this to all of you. So you can click on the link and you can sign up for free for 6 months. Let me know if you have questions. Let BitDefender know. Those guys are awesome. They're an incredible company that I've worked with for a long time, and they will definitely make sure that you're protected. So give it a try.
And so we've got a few more comments to wrap up the show. For instance, Keith Shannon, sorry, Amber, but I still vote to keep the Jeff's Geeky Show and Tell segment.
What, Keith?
Thank you, Keith. Thank you, Keith. That is very important. I also love Elaine Stewart Langford's take on the robot war, that she votes for the little guy, which I think she's talking about Optimus Prime, unless there was a smaller guy.
It's definitely Optimus Prime.
That he could get up into the big guys and dismantle them from inside. So classic Wolverine kind of tactic. I like that.
What is happening here? This has gone sideways, Jeff. You're finding your people in the comments.
Israel, I don't know what happened to the G-Force movie either, but I do remember there being some kind of rumors about that. So we will have to look that up on the interwebs.
And you know what? Because Elaine's been such a great commenter throughout the episode, maybe you can go back. She had a question earlier on that we just missed that Lara had posted in here that was about glasses, and she was wondering which glasses are the best to protect yourself. Don't have all the details around that, so Elaine, if you want to expand on that, we'll make sure that Jeff gets on it a little bit later on. Chris is saying, Chris, who actually won the giveaway this past month, said currently have it on, and it's reacting to our conversation. Okay, Chris.
That's awesome.
Okay, Google. Wait, what's the prompt, I wonder? Would it be turn Aurora smart lighting on?
Let's see.
I don't know if that turned it on, but we are okay with messing with your Google Assistant. Mikey's laughing in the other room.
I think the Google Home in the other room picked that up.
Oh man, it
so,
did.
Thanks so much for coming out every month, guys. We're going to be looking at the summer schedule and figuring out just what we're going to do, because there's a lot of travel. We're going to be down the Maritimes together too, so there may be an opportunity to do something there. So, follow us on social media. We'll have content going the whole time. We've been thinking about maybe doing a sort of from the vaults episode of some of our favorite interviews and stuff that we've done crazy interviews that we've done, like You did one with Frank Gehry.
Yeah, lots of cool people.
William Gibson, not too bad at all. Actually, Brian did David Cronenberg.
Yes, the list of people goes on, and even have some of those old time commandN people back on the show as well.
Absolutely. So we got lots more planned. So stick around on our social feeds. We'll be feeding great stuff through there, whatever's going on. You can follow us on Facebook, obviously right here. So please like the page. And you can also follow us at twitter.com/commandN, instagram.com/commandN, and youtube.com, unsurprisingly, /commandN. So go there, take a look around, put us on your subscription list, and get gently exposed to all the wonderful geekiness we have to offer.
There's a lot of geekiness out there. Thank you so much for watching. And if you liked this video, the only last ask we have, because this video will live and stay up on Facebook, is if you wouldn't mind sharing it with your friends and family right now. That would be awesome for us. We want as many people as possible to share in on the geeky fun, those special offers, and all the goodness that we're bringing you on commandN. So if you want to click that little share button, we hope that your friends and family will love it here on Facebook. Thank you so much for watching, and as Jeff said, we will see you soon.
Enjoy.